Righto, filming. Welcome to day 2 of Sampey builds another micro house, or whatever the hell we're calling it. So, we're at the front of the house now, in the car park sort of an area. What we're going to do, so that I don't end up deleting one of the 4 available car parks in this area, is we're going to shift that old pile of crap in the rubbish bins and stuff shortly when my mate gets back from running a mission. And my little unit, which you can see represented here with the floor frame and my awesome crucifix sculpture made for me by my friend Ben Claridge. He's awesome, he's badass. It's going to fit in between these 2 little pylon things here. I was thinking of sitting on one of them, but that would be involved being too close to that hedge, and the way the orientation works, that's going to mean, what's up, brother? That's going to mean that my entryway is far too close to the hedge, and I want to skittle around to get in there. So I'm going to come across this way in between these 2 pylons, leave the things open, and then all will be grand. So basically on this floor frame here, the edge closest to me is where the windows are going, which is they're all stacked up over here. The small one here will be cut down to about what I've got in shot there, and that will become the door. The other 2 behind it with the bigger windows will be as per the drawings that were in the first video of this series. Across this wall here, this is just a plain end wall. This wall here will have the bookshelves along it, and just a plain wall otherwise, a little bit of space in front of them. Obviously my bed's going to sit in here where all of this crap's just lying, and then we'll have an entryway and a wall in here. And there's a bunch of materials and crap. Today what we did was took the shelf units apart and re-strengthened them a little bit, put some chocks in and different bits and pieces. Not quite done yet, but a lot of the other remaining stress pieces and chocks and things that are going into sort of shim it all up and make it a bit more solid are also connected to wall structures and things like that, so we'll be doing them probably tomorrow. So yeah, what we did was I decided in the end that the section that had gotten some leak damage really was that badly damaged. That's actually these bits of wood sitting over here. So I hacked off the sides and hacked off the bottom, and as you can see it's just mucky shit. I pretty much just tear that apart with my hands, really. It's buggered. So I took that off. You see it had a little leak damage. We just sanded some stuff off and buggered around and checked out the wood and went, yeah, no, that'll be alright. Got a lot of stuff where we just tore screws out and things went wrong and stuff when I was doing disassembly and whatnot, but all of this will be cleaned up, bogged, sanded and made to look pretty on the interior, so that'll be fine. And as I mentioned in I think the video that's getting sent up today that I videoed yesterday, it's getting confusing. I should take a day off and sync these videos up properly. Yeah, this is not going to be a major structural component anymore, because chipboard is shit. So yeah, over here we've just got the rest of our gear lying around and whatnot. There's carpets and bits of foam and stuff. It's been a sunny day, so just had everything out on the deck, didn't have to stash it. And there's the rest of our sheets of ply and stuff from internal walls and things. As you see, we're going to go sit over here. So the funny story for today, today we're drinking the Waka. It's quite a good beer, this. And it's fucking cheap. So today, after driving somewhere between 1200 and 1500 bits screws, my power driver bit exploded. As you can see here, I don't know how well that's focusing. There you go. Literally exploded. I was driving a 10mm screw, one of these big buggers here. I think maybe I hit something or I just got to critical mass with that drill bit, and it literally exploded. The bottom half jammed in the bottom of the screw. Fortunately I just finished driving it, so that was alright. And the top half here with the drill I was holding fired back into my face. Yeah, it was quite the experience, but fortunately my mate's dad was here and he said I can found one of these in his truck. So this is a double-ended version of the same thing. It's got a finer tip on it as well, which has got a few fine screws for my door locks and things that I've had to drive manually, so I'll be able to use this end. And obviously this one just does my usual screws. We'll see how long that lasts. These things really worth buying though. This is like sort of one of the better ones you can buy. Like I said, 1500, roughly 1200, 1500, somewhere around there. Screws that have been driven and pulled out, fucked around with, and generally murdered with a hammer driver, not just your regular drill. This thing's taken a lot of stress. As you can see, we've got metal fatigue in the, if you know what that looks like, in there. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. Only cost about $4, $8, something like that to get another one, so I'll probably pick another up. We'll see how this one I've been given goes for tomorrow's work. We sanded and prepped the floor a little bit and stuff today and got all the old grout and bits and pieces and crap off, so basically ready to start screwing those shelves in and getting walls starting to go up tomorrow, hopefully, weather dependent. So yeah, that's today's update. As you can hear, I'm a little crook and really fucking tired, eh? I think I prefer being a barman and an artist, this whole build by yourself stuff and just lifting stuff and being physical all the time all day. It's a bit more than I can handle that well. And then, you know, as soon as I finish for the day, I basically have a chance to maybe have a beer like I'm doing now and have a quick feed and get off to work. I didn't even get a shower last night, so I'm going to try and fit that in tonight before I go to work. And then I got work all night, you know, sometimes till like 4 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, she's a bit full on, but that's alright. It's all good, we get paid, so, and I get a house out of it, so that's grand. Yeah, really not much more to sort of talk about today, so I'll leave it here. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say was the sun's just going down now, so that's over there, that's our sun angle. As you can see, we're now in shade. This is heading into winter later in the day. We're about 4:30 or so now. Sun comes from over there during the day and flies right over this way, pretty much on that angle there. So what we're going to do with the thing is we're going to rotate this 90 degrees, the floor, and as I said before, dump it in there where these bins are currently sitting and stuff. That's going to mean that our window wall along here is facing this arc, which means I get nice all day sun through my windows, but I will have a flexible eaves tarp thing with my solar panels mounted on it that I can close if I want some shade. And then obviously the solar panels will also be facing the main arc of the sun, so pretty much pointing at sort of noonday sunish, which is a good plan if you're using solar panels. So yeah, that's our update for the day. You all have a good one.